Hi there and welcome to this video about my homebrew computer, and this is just a really quick update to show you the homebrew running under emulation, which I think I've shown you before, so that's no big surprise. But also next to the emulator here I also have ExtraPuTTY, which I'm running, which is just a terminal emulator, and I've found that I'm able to connect the software emulation here of my homebrew to PuTTY by simulating a serial port using a local socket on the PC, which is all pretty amazing actually, I think. So the setting to do that I've discovered is, and if it's possible to read, I hope it is, invoking from the command line the MAME emulator, but with the option -serial and specifying null modem, and then the option after that is -bitb, which apparently stands for bit banger, and then that requires a parameter which is the first bit specifies that there's a socket and it's at localhost, so it's just on this PC, and then a port number, which of course is 6502. What other port number should it be? So that means whilst I can type away on the emulator and as per normal, because I started the emulator with that particular serial port setting, and the PuTTY terminal is also set up to connect to that port, then if I now reset the emulator and hold down the second function key, which means that I want to go into serial input-output mode, then you can see now that the emulator is booted up and there's nothing on the screen. However, the serial port is showing the normal boot up message, and now if I go to the serial port, I can type, I can get directory listings, that's just because of the serial port not being the right width. If I correct the serial port width to be 40 wide, like so, then it should look alright. There we go. Yeah. Now this is for me pretty amazing because it almost renders my hardware redundant. There's always the nice part of seeing the actual breadboard with its massive wires and its blinking lights and everything else in the flesh, and certainly at the recent Retro Computer Festival at the the Museum for Computing History in Cambridge, there was a lot of interest and good chats about it. But I can basically do everything I need now using the homebrew, using the MAME emulator engine, and my homebrew can be, I think, virtually completely emulated now in software, which is great because it means I can write a lot of software now. Sometimes I work away on business, but I always have my PC with me, even if I don't have my homebrew. So it means I can still tinker away, write software, and then I can try it on the real hardware when I want to do that. So this is pretty incredible. Here it is, and let's go to a folder here, and let's no, not demos. I would like to go to what I've called test. It's not really test, but there's a bunch of things here. I just want to show that it all works as per normal. I can list it out. Everything is exactly the same feel from my point of view as the terminal when it was connected via an actual USB COM port to the real hardware. So I'm going to start a demo, and we can see it working. So there we go. MAME is brilliant, and I would like to just pay my respects and say thank you very, very much to Nigel Barnes, who is a MAME wizzo, and without his help and assistance I would have got absolutely nowhere. So he's actually built the MAME engine, so he's compiled the exe file that allows my homebrew to be emulated, and hopefully we'll be able to, with Nigel's help, eventually get this pushed out as another machine and of the thousands of machines that are emulated under the MAME system. So thanks very much for watching and listening to my video. Hope that was informative.